Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's really cute project is from My Favorite Things Main Squeeze Stamp and Die. I absolutely love this kind of stamp set because it is universal. It never goes out of style. You can have this in your stash forever and you will always use it. And to me, it feels like it's bringing on summer. And so I was so excited to get my hands on this. So let's get started. I am going to stamp my background. I took a piece of white cardstock, trimmed it down, probably a ½ inch around all sides. And I am stamping it with some of the images from the Main Squeeze stamp set from My Favorite Things. And I am using Distress Oxide ink in Antique Linen because I just want this to be a background piece. And I did not want it to be like super bright yellow, because my images are going to be super bright yellow that we're going to be coloring, and I didn't want that to distract and take away from. So that is why I am using this color. I even also opted to use weathered wood, which doesn't make any sense for lemons, but it's a background paper, and so I think it would have turned out good, but I was just trying to stick with my original plan for this card. So I did some of the lemon pieces. Now I'm doing some of the leaves. Again, just kind of making this look like a piece of patterned paper. Stamp it off the edges of your paper. Don't just have everything sitting in the center floating because it doesn't look good. But just kind of lining things up in and around, not worried about it being perfect, because the reality is most of this is going to be covered up. So just flipping it around in my MISTI, getting my little edges, my little corners done. Just cleaning my stamps really good in between each stamping. The MISTI is just so perfect for this for me. Then I don't have to worry about trying to line things back up again. Just taking more images out of the stamp set, just filling in my background, and just to your liking, however it is that you want your background to look, that's what you do. Finishing up my last stamp here, and then that is done. Now we're going to be doing some Glimmer hot foil on this, which I'm really super excited about. This is Spellbinder's Modern Essentials, and actually this is a die cut piece. I wanted a really thin frame of Glimmer foil around this card, and so I am using an actual rectangle die from that, and I'm using blush foil, and it's so pretty. So I am putting my die cut on a hinge, basically, putting my foil underneath, taping it down. I waited till the timer was done, and I'm going to run that through my die cut machine and do it really slow when you're using the Glimmer hot foil. Really slow through your die cut machine. Back and forth, come back, just push it back into the docking station, and then I'm not going to unhinge the top part, just the bottom part that I taped down, because if it didn't get a good image, then I would need my hinge there to re-foil that same spot, but it got a great image. Actually, I got a little over-foiling, and I'm just using my Mono Tombow eraser, and it just comes off nice and easy. So now I'm going to take another size smaller of this rectangular die, but I'm using it as a Glimmer plate. I'm going to put it on an angle. Again, I'm putting a hinge down. We're going to put some foil underneath it. And then I will just tape that in place in another spot so nothing slides when I put it down onto my Glimmer hot foil system. But I just need to get my foil lined up. And try not to get your tape onto any other foil that you may already have on there, because it can take it off. So you're probably looking at this going, Joy, what on earth are you doing? I just want this little abstract look, and again, you are not even going to see most of this. You're just going to see parts and pieces of it, and I promise you it really does come out looking really cute. So just this one last time, run it through my hot foil system. And I have other videos showing more in detail how to use the Glimmer hot foil system on my channel, so definitely take a look at those if you're wondering how that works. Just using that eraser and cleaning up some of those edges. Now we're to the fun part. Now we are to coloring these fun lemons. And I have stamped this on Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock, 110 pound. I like a heavier cardstock for my coloring. I stamped it with Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink because it is Copic friendly. And I'm using Y06, 15, 19, and 11, and YR24 for these lemons. And just like I always color, I am laying down a light color first. Then I'm coming in with my medium color. And I'm adding a good amount because that really light part is going to be kind of like the highlight spot, if that makes sense. And I'm going to come in with a little bit darker around the edges. And then I will come back again with my lightest color and I will blend all of that out. And for the leaves, I'm using YG21, 25, and then G07. See, now I'm coming back in with that light color. I'm blending everything in. And just keep going over it till you get the blend that you like. Some colors blend super easy together and almost blend out too much. And then other color combinations, it takes a little bit of work, but then you will get a pretty nice, good blend. I love these lemons, but these could be limes as well, which I definitely want to make a card with limes. The half pieces, the ones that are cut in half, could definitely be an orange or a grapefruit. I don't think you could get away with these ones looking like an orange or a grapefruit. But see, again, I'm going back over the piece again, doing everything exactly the same till I get the nice blend that I'm looking for. I'm so glad that I was able to get the stamp set, you guys. When I saw it on My Favorite Things new release, I was like, yep, that has to come into my stash. Right now, I'm kind of in the phase, I mean, I'm buying cute things that are just cute, but I'm also in a phase of getting filler pieces like this, like I said, that are timeless, that you will always use, that you will never get rid of. I think it's great to kind of search your stuff and kind of see what you need to fill in the gaps. And so, you know, this again is a set that I will always have, and I can use it anytime, and it's absolutely perfect. So here are the two sliced pieces. You got a little wedge, and then you got a half a piece. And I'm just going to color them in. I'm not going to show all the coloring on this. I'm just showing you this, and I'll show you a little bit of the leaves, and then the rest of it I will color off camera because we don't need to watch the whole thing. So here are these pretty, pretty leaves. YG21 and 25, and then I'll add a little bit of G07 to it. And I'm just kind of deciding how I want my leaves to look. There's no right or wrong to this. It's your coloring, and I think these turned out really, really pretty. And I love that these have the coordinating dies because I am not a girl that wants to fussy cut everything. I cannot stand that. It drives me nutty. So to me, I just have to have the die. But if you're a person that is totally down with that and it's therapeutic, well, you're awesome. Because that is just absolutely not me. But you can see how these leaves are coming to life. Really super pretty. Okay, now that we're done coloring, again, here are the coordinating dies because, again, I'm just too lazy to do that. I just don't have the patience. So I'm going to adhere them down with some purple tape, but you can use any low-tack tape. I have used painter's tape in the past. You can use washi tape. Whatever makes you happy, you can use. And I'm going to adhere these down and run these through my Platinum 6 die cut machine. Now that they all are die cut, I just have this nice and laid out. I like to do my layout first, and then I kind of just pull things out and glue it down so I don't have to remember. I know some people use that, that cling wrap stuff. I can't remember what it's called right now. And they stick that down on top, and I probably should do that. It'd probably make my life a lot easier, but this is what I do. So I'm tucking everything in and around on that fun stamped and glimmer foiled background. And then as you can see to the top left there, I do have a piece of brown bag cardstock. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but I will double check and make sure it's in the description, from Cardstock Warehouse. And that is going to be a frame around this centerpiece. And then that is cut about 1/8 of an inch smaller around all sides. So when we adhere this to an A2 size card base, a white card base, we will have a white frame, and then we'll have this craft cardstock frame also. So it'll turn out really, really beautiful. So some of these will be glued straight down, some will be on foam tape for dimension, of course. But I love the color of this card. It feels so light and summery to me. Just getting everything tucked in and around. And something I like to do is just to color more images than you think you're going to use. Because before I used to not do that, and I'd have to go back and color and die cut. Oh, that would drive me nuts. So do more than you think. So now I'm going to adhere this down, center that in that craft cardstock. Isn't that pretty? Didn't that turn out so good? And then we will adhere that to an A2 size white frame. And as you can tell, I did not trim off any of that excess on the white part of the card because I did want that to spill over. I love that look. I love how that turned out. Let's see if I can actually get this centered straight. So now we're going to do the sentiment, and the first sentiment we're using is To My Main Squeeze, and that comes in the Main Squeeze stamp set, and I am stamping that with the Antique Linen Distress Oxide ink. And then from Simon Says Stamp Tiny Words Birthday, I am stamping in black, Happy Birthday. One of my sweet childhood friends that I have known since I was 4 years old, and I am 43 now. She was so cute, and she was like, hey, I need a bunch of your cards. I need like 100 or 200 cards. And I'm like, I don't think I have that many. I did. I had like 116 cards that I sent to her because she does have a huge family. She is one of 6. So you can imagine lots and lots of cousins and nephews and nieces and all kinds of things. So anyway, so she was so sweet. So I sent her this huge box of cards. And so the moral of the story, or my point is, I have got to make a ton of birthday cards because I have none. Right after that, I needed one for somebody, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even have any left. I didn't even leave any for myself. So I think my mission right now, for the most part, is all birthday cards right now. I might have a thank you in here, but that I've made recently, but all birthday cards. So there I've stamped that, trimmed it out, put some foam tape behind it, and I'm going to adhere that centered above the sentiment that says To My Main Squeeze. I think that looks super great. I'm coming back in with some of my Copic markers and adding a few little dots to the lemons, kind of where those little black dots are from the stamp set, just to give it a little more life, I guess, is the word I'm going to use. And so I'm going to add some Honeybee Stamps small dewdrops because I'm in love with them, because it adds something without taking anything away. And I'm also adding some glossy accents to make smaller what look like dewdrops around those larger dewdrops. And you might be saying, Joy, couldn't you have just done that all the way? Yes, I could have. But I wasn't thinking that. I put down the Honeybee Stamp dewdrops and then realized I wanted smaller ones there. So, but it turned out cute. Let it dry for about 24 hours before you try sticking this in an envelope so nothing gets flattened. Finishing that up, and that is done. Don't you guys just love this card and that little fun abstract glimmer foil plate that you probably thought I was nutty for doing? But it turned out so cute. And that background paper is fun, and those lemons are just gorgeous. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching this video. I appreciate you all so very much. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my channel. Thumbs up, share with your crafty friends, and definitely comment because I love talking with you guys. I do have some affiliate links below. It costs you nothing to use, but it does help me. So thank you so very much for using them. You guys are always a blessing to me, and I will be back shortly with more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Bye.